Library Board members will be in attendance to report on their recent board meeting.
Good evening, everybody. I'm basically going to read from this handout here, and then we'll entertain questions or discussion. First, I want to start out with the mission statement of the library. By always focusing on today's accessible modern library as a vital part of the community, our mission is to provide quality materials and services which fulfill educational, cultural, and recreational needs of the entire community in an atmosphere and environment that's welcoming and respectful. The vision statement for the library: we envision a thriving community with a modern library facility in which residents can take advantage of new opportunities and expanded growth in all areas of informational services, hence enabling personal growth and stimulation while adding to the quality of life. Okay, the City Council has challenged the Public Library Board to make a decision on the future of the public library under a very short time frame. That is ironic given the fact that the original decision to build a new public library facility has taken the community some 10 years, numerous professional studies, and countless drafts and revisions of facility planning in which to prepare for. The Library Board does not appreciate this current situation, as it firmly believes that it is not in the best interest of the community, present or future. We are very disappointed in a City Council decision that without any meaningful public discussion has seemingly abandoned a building project which has been carefully and efficiently designed to meet the current and future needs of our community. The dollars that have been lost as a result of that unilateral City Council decision cannot be easily replaced. Nevertheless, the Library Board took on the task as assigned by the City Council with an open mind. This past Wednesday, February 22nd, the Library Board met in a special session where we weighed the pros and cons of various options, including remodeling and use of the empty liquor store building, remodeling of the existing TOOS library building, conversion of the empty publicly owned building in the Henley Business Park, and the option of doing nothing. The architectural drawings of various building remodel projects that we have recently reviewed with the City Council are wholly inadequate. The responsible architect has even admitted that his conceptual drawings were prepared without any input from staff as to the library's space needs. Attempting a cost analysis based on these renditions basically makes them useless. An analysis that would attempt to utilize and compare cost components from these most recent efforts with that of the prior pro forma as had been generated by architects who had been fully vetted in the art of library facility planning is simply not an exercise that will prove to be either effective or efficient. Previously, 2 separate studies have been done by professionals, each assessing how much floor space area is needed to decompress the current collection size while being compliant with all ADA requirements, Minnesota Library Standards, and the Minnesota State Building Code. At a minimum, that requirement has been professionally determined to be 7,000 square feet. That figure would expand to 9,000 square feet if the community believed in planning for a modest amount of future growth. In addition, the latest architectural drawings that we have reviewed with the City Council accommodate only 14,000 items. The Rushford Public Library currently has 26,000 items. Any consideration for the practice of off-site storage is definitely not an acceptable best practice, thus it is not an option. The Library Board asks you to reconsider your prior decision of not building a new library facility by rescinding your prior motion to that effect. The new building project, as the Library Board has previously presented, is USDA ready, with fully functional plans, specs, and funding options. If such reconsideration is absolutely not an option, then the consensus of the Library Board is that the only other facility that may yet functionally meet the long-range future planning and projected facility needs of a new public library would be for the conversion of the empty building in the Henley Business Park into a new library. Then we go on to the best options here. The City Council should rescind its previous motion of denying the construction of the new library facility and relaunch its collaboration with the Library Board, a good faith effort to make a new modern library facility a reality. This is the best plan for now and into the future, 50 to 100 years. This would provide a modern and code-compliant space of 7,000 to 9,000 square feet of efficient and functional space for all library functions. Best use of dollars and the highest return on investment. Retains the valued work and dollars already spent on completed facility studies, fundraising activities, FEMA contributions, architectural fees, and architectural drawings. It's USDA ready. It would be relatively easy to meet a June 30th deadline. The second best option. Conversion of the empty building shell, which is located in Himley Business Park, into a modern public library facility. It's new, existing wide open space, easy to find, easy to finish according to needs. No remodeling needed. And the ability to expand in the future if need be. It's on slab, no load-bearing weight issues, and ADA accessible. And it coincides with the library board's responsibility to plan for both the current and future needs. Fits the requirements of space needs program, 9,000 square feet perfectly. Meets suggested parking requirements. The library facility would not be located in the floodplain. There's plenty of green space to develop with. Offers opportunity for revenue by renting meeting room space. Connection to the rest of the community, including future hiking and biking trails. Close to the proposed new public school site. More likely to be able to assess gifted dollars from donors, since it is virtually a new structure and not a remodel. Could be a draw for other developments with the R3 zone blocks. It fulfills the Minnesota Legacy Grant requirement of providing 400 to 500 square feet of area for early childhood literacy environment. The application is currently being drafted by staff and due mid-March 2012. And there's no downtime in service to customers. There's no expense to pack and store materials during construction. So then we go on to the third best option. Expanding the existing 2 library buildings, 60 feet to the west in the remodeled current location, resulting in a 6,400 square foot library facility. It's centrally located facility, located in the floodplain. Likely loss of many gifted dollars, FEMA dollars lost, no acceptable plans as of yet drawn, extensive and expensive remodeling, USDA acceptance of plans on cost-benefit analysis would be in question. The load-bearing weight issues of the 1,800 square feet in which we're sitting would be an issue, would require closing of the east entrance, inconvenience of closing off streets during remodel, and where does City Hall move to? Disruption of service to customers, and the expense of packing materials and moving it 2 times. The fourth best option, do nothing. No remodels of any sort. The city will maintain an abandoned municipal liquor store building. A much-used public library would remain inaccessible to many of its citizens. Although this option lacks any visionary planning and leadership, it also represents the least expensive option. You lose FEMA dollars, and you lose USDA dollars. Fifth best option. Remodeling of the closed liquor store. It would only produce 4,500 square feet of library facility. More than likely the loss of the gifted funds. Loss of FEMA dollars. Safety issues for youth with street and highway traffic issues. Located in the floodplain. No meeting or program event room is possible. And a huge question as to whether or not it would pass USDA's cost versus benefit analysis review. The facility will not accommodate 26,000 material items of current library. No place to expand the facility in the future. And would have to be totally gutted for line of sight safety issues. Load-bearing wall between buildings would require footings for support, and you have the in-floor heating issues. The use of the building as an incubator building at no initial expense for remodeling. Final recommendation of the Public Library Board. To encourage and challenge the City Council after thoughtful and deliberate consideration of the recommendations as listed below, to work collaboratively with the Rushford Public Library Board, and moving forward with assuring Rushford that it will have a modern public library facility for the current generations and many more to come. Reinstate the previously recommended library board project and work collaboratively with the Public Library Board for creation of a new Rushford Community Public Library facility. Authorize a thorough and professional study of the conversion of the existing empty public building that is located in the Himley Business Park into a new public library facility.